What's up, everybody? Sanashi here. This is episode 10 of This is the Police. Uh, we lost a recording, surprisingly. So I actually had to load an earlier save, and things are a little different. That you'll see here. Um, a lot of the officers that I lost in the last episode are not dead. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess you could say. Um, and thing, well, for the most part, the core of it's the same. I try to keep it as accurate as possible from the continued save, but unfortunately, because of that little mistake that we had, this is what happens. But yeah, let's go on forward. So, segregationist, teacher promoted to dean, dressed in blood, film banned in local theaters for excessive cruelty, street racer stage accident in city center. And what do we got here? Good by City Hall, Mafia and Police Station was good. We did find out last time that supposedly the dentist was arrested, but I do think that someone is framing them or using them.
Yeah, a box of Caesars.
With that outfit, I could see you coming a mile away, Mr. Boyd.
Ah, Mr. Chaffee. Knowing your love of theatrics, I was afraid you'd keep the mystery surrounding the dentist going for at least another day or two.
What could you mean, Mr. Boyd? Well, it's true. Robespierre does have a passion for mystery and the dramatic. But there's no need to confuse the actor with his character. For you, I'll play the hurried businessman who likes to cut to the chase. That's not quite me either, but though this mask I wear is quite a burden, I have long grown used to it. Besides, I don't want to distract you from your 180-day quest, not for a second longer than necessary. My, is half your time already up? You simply cannot imagine, Mr. Boyd, the painstaking work I've done to cultivate this maniac image. I turn to such literature the likes of which I wish I never knew. If our law enforcement agencies possessed even the slightest aesthetic sense, they would have instantly seen the game for what it was. And the postcards. What can I say?
And if the real dentist turned up again at the wrong moment? I don't imagine lunatics take kindly to imposters.
The dentist died of a heart attack last spring while he was sunbathing on the beach. I discovered this quite by accident. From a university friend, a therapist. It was he who convinced the dentist to stop killing, by the way.
Why the murders? Obviously they'd all been raped by Rogers. It would have been much easier to just get them to talk.
Mr. Boyd, the last thing I want is to appear a brutish butcher. I spent enough time on these women to know they were no use to me alive. Not sure if I should be ashamed to say it, but Stuart Rogers far surpasses me in his ability to intimidate people. Apparently, such things only come with experience. But murder? For that I truly do feel ashamed. It's a burden I shall have to bear for the rest of my days. But sadly, it's not my greatest shame.
What could be more shameful? To frame an innocent woman for such terrible crimes?
What? Are you unhappy with a woman cast as the serial killer? Firstly, I'd say Dear Jordan adds a certain grace to the whole sordid story. And second, of all the people I hold in my debt, she's the strongest. And not just physically. Third, she had good reason to settle her debt with me as quickly as possible. Without going into details, I'll just say that she's a very, very caring mother. Do these taste good? Had we met earlier, Mr. Boyd, I would have shown you a far more refined pleasure, one without such an unpleasant smell.
I'm afraid to even imagine what you count as pleasures, Mr. Chaffee. Fountains of blood in the city square?
Mr. Boyd, you're not listening to me at all. I didn't take any enjoyment from the killings. Everything I've done was of strict necessity. I couldn't make Jordan kill all of the women that Rogers raped. That would have been excessive. If I had made her kill them all, you'd be rather upset, no?
I can't say I fully understand your plan, Mr. Chaffee, but you've given me more than enough reasons to arrest you.
Yes, but allow me to counter them with one good reason not to. I think you mentioned you dined here once?
Yes, not the best restaurant in town.
And maybe you're just not familiar with the full range of our services. When I inherited this tasteless place from my father, I knew I could never make it into an exquisite restaurant. Instead, I accentuated the atrocity of it all, an aesthetic of a different kind. Now I even live here. To me, this complex is like a microcosm of Freiburg. But we're not here to talk about that. At school, I read a French novel whose name doesn't need mentioning, and I read many amazing things. It seems that in Paris, just before the revolution, certain places were quite popular. People of wealth and taste visited from the city, shed their luxurious coats, peeled off their white gloves, and with the help of the local farmer, they brutally stabbed a hole in a bull and decorated themselves with the splattering blood as they prepared a large piece of meat for the fire. In the bull's suffering, these effeminate aristocrats found a perverse sort of pleasure. Now I make these pleasures available to the people of Freiburg. I will be honest with you. People who pursue such cruelty truly are crazy. But what is interesting? The best steaks are cut from the tender meat of young bulls. 11 months is just right. Beautiful, healthy, full of strength. But these wealthy degenerates who pay $7,000, so our experts will show them where to plunge the blade for maximum effect. Even they don't have the spirit to slaughter the young bull. The thought never enters their minds. They look into the eyes of the healthy animal, bursting with energy, and they quickly shuffle past. As if by instinct, they are drawn to the old, weary, fading bulls. And then, with terrible smiles on their faces, they chew through tough steaks that taste of burning rubber. They feel that they're doing something real with their own hands, a sort of natural selection, as if they're agents in the natural process. But nature also teaches us that the old beast, unable to fend off any threat, might yet survive if it cowers in a dark corner and pretends it doesn't exist. Then, perhaps, the young predator will pass. Mr. Scott will drive you back. I'm late for an appointment.
Mr. Boyd, you won't believe it, but the person I just got off the phone with was talking about you.
Seems like I'm pretty popular these days.
By the way, Mr. Boyd, I've got to ask, why $500,000?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Star.
He really does not like him. Another press conference. High profile rest of your career. You're truly a hero. Just doing my job. It was the whole department. Not really. I am very concerned. here we go. Police investigating relationship between Mayor Rogers and the dentist. Famous DJs play roof of Atticus Tower. And convicted serial killer Albert Ramirez Sioux City. And we're still in good standing. Very good. Sure. Come tomorrow. We're down 2 officers, man. Nice. There's our salary. So Koizumi did die again, and we made Wise the snitch. Purdy, strong. Kraus, good. Stokes, Vasquez flunked. Oh, Lozar flunked. Got a raise. We'll share 50% with the staff. So we take a look real quick. McSpankley did not get fired for being drunk, so we didn't get rid of him. And the other one, forgot her name. I think she passed away. And of course, Shift B, as you can see here, is still pretty good to go and have not died. And Shift A, so we didn't have to switch between going back and forth between the two, which is good. Okay, let's see what we got. So 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. We have 12 on that one. We need to put 1 on Shift B, so we'll do this guy. Which is good. We still have some of our veteran officers here. Hello, is this the police? It's Dolores Park. Someone is in my house. I heard footsteps coming from downstairs. My husband is on a business trip and won't be home for another hour. Please come right now. I know it must be some terrorist who's going to rob and rape me. I've locked myself in my room, but a door won't stop the beast. Alright. I feel like it's a false alarm, but you never know. Paddy wagon. A crowd is gathered on the steps of City Hall, demanding that city officials legalize euthanasia. The protesters are chanting, "My life, my death, my choice." City Hall employees report that the people brought homemade signs and the protest is proceeding peacefully. Huh. Mr. Parks returned from his business trip an hour early. He was making noise in the house, of course.
1210 in progress.
Wait till a couple of officers go back, because we're down. Good. Forbes and Kraus. Chief Lloyd, I represent the interests of Private Military Corp, which is hoping to attract a significant investment from your city. You will be preparing an investor presentation would like to demonstrate the inadequacy of police training. In matters of public safety, please understand this is just business and we can all win. Give us a couple hours of your weakest and laziest guys and my kids will look like gladiators next to them. I promise you, the company will remain in your debt. Guess I'll give him Stokes and Chavez then. It's the only two I can give.
Officer on
As
scene.
soon as the suspect sees police, he pulls a huge knife towards the librarian, shouting, "You called the pigs." Attack him with the nightstick.
1210. 1210 in progress.
parishioner Mana Bush, while she was on her way to church, encountered a group of incredibly strange teenagers. They were running around in weird costumes, fighting with sticks, and talking like robots. Maybe these crazy kids escaped from a mental hospital. Better catch them and send them back. Jeez. Let's put someone, let's see, let's send bowling to the academy. Let's have a barbecue for Kochi, Chavez, and Forbes. Actually, let's do Anderson. Yeah, there we go. Looks good. Guess the next thing we'll do is get a raise. We'll probably do detective or officer, or another officer. Boss, these guys are like machines. They walked all over us, but we learned a lot. 20 minutes with these guys is better than a whole year at the academy. Mr. Contral says he was very pleased with our performance. Any officer has free training at their training complex. What do you think? Absolutely.
1210 complete.
The members of the science fiction club were just having fun at the park, of course.
410 in progress.
Okay, Gladys Shell is enraged about some comment that her colleague Matthew Tolan made, so she grabbed a stapler and began to beat him over the head with it. She yelled loudly and lashed out at the secretary. She's having a nervous breakdown. Please hurry, said the suspect's boss, who phoned the incident in. Oh boy.
1111A in progress.
Got to wait for...
910B in progress.
An anonymous tip just came in. A large amount of Colombian coffee is being unloaded, and they're shipping heroin inside the bag of beans. There are only a few guards watching them load the shipments. So the police roll up. They might just give up without a fight. The elderly Cornell Davis called up in a fit of hysterics. Come over quick. I've been robbed. The little bastard stole a treasure. I think that's a false alarm. I'm not going to deal with that. So... at least we're doing well. We don't have to really hire anybody. We still have most of our people, which is great.
Officer on
The woman grabbed the second stapler in her hand. These staplers look like deadly weapons.
410B complete.
Jeez.
213 in progress.
A respectable sounding man with a sleepy voice called in and complained that fireworks are being set off right in front of his house. They look like bums, but they have huge bags filled with all sorts of firecrackers. And we gotta wait for...
I was trying to raise 10. 1111A.
Oh.
12 in progress.
Well, I guess it was too soon. We lost Vela and Forbes again. Well, looks like we gotta replace them. Cornell Davis was quarreling with the mother of a little boy. He climbed into the fountain and took out a few coins. I made that wish and you little bastards stole it. Yeah, I knew that was a false alarm. Oh boy, let's see what we got. Okay, gotta send you 3. Patricia Buckler says 10 or so people came onto her farm with some strange equipment. They wandered around with their gear for a while, then stopped and began to dig a huge pit. Her husband didn't approve of people rummaging around in his property, but his attempt to investigate ended in a fight. The farmer was badly beaten. Oof. I don't have any officers. I'm sorry. Alright, we gotta declare these folks dead. These 2. Yikes. So we ended up losing these 2 in the end. Oh well. Unfortunate. Okay. If I remember correctly from last time, let's see, yeah, the Coast Guard was patrolling, there was 0 visibility, and then they found the container with the girls inside. They're all 30. carbon monoxide, arson from diesel, blue inflatable boat, so that's what they used to escape, and then he saw flames in the distance, yeah. So we know he committed arson. He used some sort of thing to burn everything. Right? Fuel. We know he escaped with this blue inflatable. And we know that he was on here, someone was on here before the tugboat went. Okay.
We've got a situation
There are 3 drunk men on the street lighting fireworks and throwing them about. When they see the police, one of them pulls out a firework that looks a lot like dynamite and sets fire to fuse. The man throws out explosive to one of his friends. The wick is burned halfway down. Jeez. So I guess we're going to replace these 2 with, let's see, we'll put this guy, no, look at these 2, Donnie Coleman and Creed Ironrose. That's a pretty badass name, actually. Okay. Declare dead, end the day. Disable site demands increased benefits. Bride surfers happiness heart attack, or suffers happiness heart attack at city registry office. Modern art gallery opens modern painting course. Good, we're still doing well. Yes, that's fine. Yes, but come tomorrow. Shift B will need some officers while we replenish the labor market. Yeah, that's her name. Gauthier. Yeah, she was the one that was supposed to be alive and not the other drunkard, Gilbert. And then McSpankley was supposed to get fired. But Gilbert passed, look at that. And then we lost Murata. Vela and Forbes died. I think Chavez was the other one that was supposed to die. But it's okay. 2 garbage men were emptying some cans near a bus stop. A drunk man came past and thought he'd make fun of them. He tried to make them fight him, so the garbage men got angry, shoved them in a can and threw them into their garbage truck. Then they continued on their route. Interesting. Send you 3. Labor market. Shift B and Shift B. Investigation. Shift B is the one on that, that's right. Two old men were sitting on a park bench playing chess. Suddenly one of them dashed a piece of the board, grabbed it, and started beating his opponent over the head with it. The eyewitnesses called it in, was quite agitated. Hurry, the old man's whole head is covered in blood. Jeez. Actually, we'll take Murata. Put a Shift B person. The police caught with the garbage truck and pulled it over. 2 men in overalls are laughing in the cab. The drunk man gets out of the garbage truck, shakes the dirt off, and attacks the police. And here's the real beast. Scavengers, bastards. You're the worst of all. Filling your bellies out of expense. You should all die. Cuff that man. Okay, we actually have enough money to send some more people to the academy. Let's send Carson, just this time. Let's send... Let's see... McSpankly. Do a barbecue. Let's do Robbins, Rushing, and Morris. Actually, let's do Weaver. Show our appreciation. Sweet. Mafia assignment, 1850, Sugar Cream Confectionery.
1010A in progress.
An elderly employee at Scissors, Sisters, and Office Supplies reported that a courier brought in a suspicious parcel. The return address is smeared with ketchup or blood. Nobody else can hear it, but I swear I can hear something ticking inside. I don't think so, but we'll send 3 officers just in case. I don't think it's serious, but you never know.
In progress.
A young female pharmacist said an addict with a length of steel pipe is trying to break into her pharmacy. Oh boy. Inside was a large box of staples, an item returned from an unhappy customer. Yep.
210 in progress.
An old man called in to report that right in front of his favorite park bench, a group of crazy-looking people wearing very revealing clothing were flopping around in the grass, spitting on the feelings of God-fearing Christians and alarming everyone who walks past. Huh.
Looks like we have a
The attic has
situation
broken a
here.
window and he's trying to climb through. His feet are still sticking out. The attic falls out the window and back on the street, drops a scrap of pipe and tries to escape. Why would you flirt with the pharmacist? Use pepper spray on him.
910 complete. 210 complete.
The elderly man was outraged at a yoga group which decided to hold a master class in the park, of course.
412A in progress.
Kimberly Adams was celebrating her birthday with some friends and acquaintances. After a long dinner, she started opening her gifts and found a huge dildo. She flushed and then grabbed the sex toy and attacked her friend who gave her the gag present. You bitch, you soulless monster. All my friends from the seminary here. Is this what you want them to think of me? Mrs. Adams then continued to beat her friend over the head until she made a bloody mess of her scalp. Jeez. Unnecessary. Once again, I could really use your help. I'm trying to expand the ranch, but the adjacent territory belongs to fucking idiots who are asking an insane amount for it. Today I'll be in a regular meeting with them, and I want a bunch of police officers to come in during the meeting and start asking lots of questions about murders on the property. Maniacs running loose, drug addicts living nearby, stuff like that. Basically help me put pressure on the sellers and knock the cost down a little bit. If the Freeburg police help me, I'll stretch out my hand and offer, say, boosting your budget. Enough for 5 new jobs, okay? Oh, okay. Well, let's wait for a couple of our officers to get back. Okay, we'll do Murata because she's on shift B, Vandal, Silk, and Spankly.
10 in progress.
Theodore Durham is caretaker of the canning factory. Oh wait, this is the Vargas one. Yeah, let's not mess with that.
213 in
An
progress.
angry man just phoned in yelling about his neighbors. He's been hearing terrible ringing and shouting coming from every side of this house. My ears are going to explode. You have to stop them right away. Sounds good.
Looks like we have a
The
situation
girl's pounding her
here.
friend's head with all her might. Her victim has been conscious for a while. Huge crowds gather around and it's impossible to get near the fight. Forced through the crowd, seeing the police assailant comes to her senses, jumps out and makes a break for the back door, pushing people away with her sex toy.
412A. 810 complete.
Good. Chief, we love playing the part. In the end, we even had ourselves believing it, and we really don't mind earning a little extra on the side. We don't even ask for a thank you. But when we all kind of hinted that we deserve a couple hundred extra, Mr. Moneybags just hissed at us and said to fuck off, that he was on the verge of making the deal of a lifetime. That's not how things are done. We're heading to the bar. Well, I suppose I can give those guys a barbecue too to make them feel appreciated. Let's see. You, and you. There.
510 in progress. 213 complete.
Miss Kent called to complain about a drunken neighbor who decided it would be fun to go out after sundown and shoot the beer cans in his backyard. Get that drunk behind bars before he kills someone. Yeah, on it. The call came in from Clark McClellan, a former psychiatric patient who recently stopped taking his prescribed medication. Open the investigation. There's the patrol person in the tugboat with the blue life, or the blue inflatable with the diesel fuel. There's the diesel fuel, but this is, I think, shift B. Then he lights the fuse, escapes first, then lights the diesel and sets it on fire. Shift B will handle that. End the day. Not bad.